ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first official episode of Pick and Pop. I am one of your two hosts, Mauricio, and my boy, my brother, the homie from high school. He could introduce himself.
Andy el Quita Panty, what's up, baby?
It's been a long time coming. We've been wanting to do this for a while now, and another reason why we're starting this whole podcast is for the simple fact that we've just seen a lot of bullshit online, and we don't believe that that information should be passed down to the younger generations. What do you
Worst
think
takes
about
of
that?
all time. Some of the worst shit I've ever heard in my life. That I don't even want to get into because let's start this podcast on a fucking good note. Because, like, that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
A
mm-hmm.
little bit of a late start. Season's already started. That's on us. But we are going to be creating some of the most fire, authentic, no BS, none of this stupid hot takes reviews. Unless we have a guest that comes in and says
Crazy shit.
like something crazy, that's their opinion. I can't do nothing about that. But just know that
Uh-huh.
from us, from the pick and the pop, there is no bullshit coming. So
Mm-hmm.
with all that
Keep it
being said,
100%
man,
authentic.
yeah, 100%. With all that being said, bro, let's get into week one. Week one.
Man,
Week one. What have you been thinking so far, bro?
oh my god, yo, week one, I could just think about like first of all, the absolute mayhem that Jason Tatum has been causing. Same thing with John Morant. Oh my god,
Yo.
some teams are looking like they're looking in mid-season form, and other teams, ooh,
Did you see that? People are already doing like if the season ended today. It's like, bro, it's been 4 games, bro. Like, why?
bro, I
Why is
saw
there
that.
already MVP picks? I don't understand that. I've
I
never
saw that
understood
on
that shit.
Twitter today, bro, and I was just like, bro, like
Yeah, that shit makes no sense
it's
to
too
me.
early.
Way too fucking
I'm still
early.
picking Jalo.
Way too fucking early. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's not jump
Whoa.
the gun. Whoa. I don't know, man. I think a lot of disappointment from the Lakers. Let me just preface by saying I am a massive LeBron James fan. I've been called a Lamette writer many times in my life, but that's okay, cause
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's just people hating. It is what it is. But struggles from the Lakers. I mean, we'll get into that later. But um, yeah, I mean, basketball is back. You know, football for me specifically. The Cleveland Browns hasn't been going great. Your Steelers hasn't been going great. So we got a sport that we can actually, you know, like really think about. Cause I mean, my season's over already. Like football season is technically over for me. Like we don't even got Deshaun Watson, bruh. I'm not even gonna get into it. Cause whatever. It is what it is.
Man, I
But
could just tell you, bro, I'm so happy that basketball's back.
on God, literally,
I like literally
straight up,
watched my
on
Mets get fucking destroyed
baseball. I don't even
by
want to talk about baseball.
bullshit teams.
Nah. Fuck
Football, my
baseball.
Steelers are so garbage. We need a fucking quarterback ASAP.
Need a
Oh my
quarterback.
god, it's painful.
Um.
So happy
Besides
basketball's back.
that, week one, basketball's back. It's been good.
And
We're
this was
starting to
solid in my
see.
opinion.
Yeah, I think it's definitely been solid.
Hmm.
To your point, let's talk about John Morant.
So last season that we saw John Morant, unfortunately, he goes down with a leg injury in the semis against the Warriors. My take, he doesn't get hurt, they go to the finals. But that's just my take. Now that he's back, not only is he playing at an MVP level, but Ja is just like I feel like every season he's either jumping higher and just wanting to yam it at like a farther distance, like on people. Like, have you noticed that? Like the other day, I forgot they were playing the Knicks, their first game.
Hmm.
Bro, Jalen Brunson sets it was an offensive foul. Jalen Brunson set the pick, and I'm telling you, bro, if Ja like would have taken off a second earlier, he's jumping over Jalen Brunson and yamming that
Yeah,
shit. Like he was
100%.
right there.
You could easily
So
clear Jalen Brunson's
John
small
Morant,
ass.
my opinion, top five. I will put him at 4 or 5. That's where I'm putting John
That's not.
Morant
Yeah, that's not.
currently.
I'd probably put him in the top five too. I mean,
Yeah, he's in my top five, 100%.
Ja for us is a treat, right? Because I mean, like, it's just so that they know, just off bat, my favorite player of all time is Derrick Rose. His favorite
My
player of
favorite
all
player.
time is Russell Westbrook. I mean Russell Westbrook. I mean
Hey yo, don't disrespect my boy's family name, man.
Russell
Don't.
Westbrook.
There you go.
Obviously, the
Say my boy
two
name with respect.
besides John Morant before he came in. There's a few kind of like the little guys like Muggsy Bogues and them could get up, but like not like those two. Those two motherfuckers were just quick in their prime athletics, even though Derrick Rose didn't have a prime. Let's just be clear about that. There's no such thing as prime D Rose. There was a prime Westbrook, but there was no prime D Rose. So let's just be clear about that. All right, let's switch gears a little bit though. The Lakers. Uh, Rough start, but I mean, what have you seen so far? What do you like?
Okay. So starting off with the Lakers, I just gotta say, I really like the fact that they went younger. Now you got like young cats that could run down the floor, chase down other guards. Like they're defending at a nice level, like at a very high level. I think their defenses was keeping them in games. Like for example, the Clipper game,
Not to
their
cut you off,
defenses
but they're ranked number two right now in the
and
NBA
defense,
in defensive efficiency. Yeah,
yeah, like I'm telling you, you got some dogs. Now,
yeah.
the topic that mainly hurts me the most,
Is the
as he
other
said it
side of the
earlier in
ball,
the
and
yeah, as he said it earlier in the podcast, I am a huge Russell Westbrook fan. If anything, I got two of his jerseys on my bed right next to me. But I just gotta say, yeah, you're right. He's not the same player that he used to be. Obviously, he's older. Athleticism goes down as you age. What is this? Like his like 13th, 14th season now, or 15th, I think.
he's probably
But
up there. Yeah,
yeah, no, like I think this is his 15th. He is not playing how he was last year in the sense of last year he will ball watch a lot, and that pissed me off. He
yeah,
used to just ball watch and just let a defender go. Right now, like he's on people. The
right.
game that pissed me off the most was when he went 0 and 0 for what? 0 for 10, 0 for 11
I
from
don't
the
know. It was
field.
bad though. It was
It
bad.
was pretty bad, but I'm not gonna lie. My boy put down the clamps of Kawhi like in the last
Yeah,
four
he did.
minutes of that quarter. Like he clamped up Kawhi. And that's important for me, especially for the fact that Darvin Ham himself said that he wants Russ to go back to being that dog that he was. Now I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Russ, before he was Russell Westbrook, before he had his MVP season in college in UCLA, he was more of a defensive guard. His job was to guard up the starting point guard. He goes to the NBA. Russ becomes the main point guard, and that's when he starts developing into Russell Westbrook.
He was playing with
But
K Love on that team,
overall,
I think too.
yeah, he was playing with Caleb. But with that being said, I really like the Lakers defense. They definitely need more shooting. That's what's
Yeah,
killing them. LeBron said it right like the other day. He said, "What, they can't shoot a penny into the ocean?"
yeah,
That's what I have to say. You know how small the penny is compared to the ocean?
yeah.
Come on up.
I would say so. I'm kind of on those lines, but I also think, and people aren't talking about this enough, but Anthony Davis. Like, I'm not gonna get into the Russell Westbrook hate because he's not playing well, bro. He's averaging like 10 points on like 20 something percent shooting and 8% from three. Like it's not good. He's not playing well. But Anthony
Offensively.
Davis looks like he's scared of like playing in the paint. Like he had that one putback, or was it? It was either a lob or a putback, and then he came down. He's doing like his yelling and all that shit. But
Mhm.
outside of that, there's no assertiveness. Like they were talking about it in like all the media, but this is the point of Anthony Davis's career where he was supposed to be carrying the Lakers.
He's supposed to be the number one option.
He's supposed to be doing what he was doing in New Orleans.
Mhm.
Which is something that I want to talk about like later in kind of like our last topic, which is just one of the things I'm gonna bring up. But I don't know, like Anthony Davis has been really disappointing. And look, LeBron missed the game tying shot the other day. That's like the best or the biggest mistake that he's made this season so far. But he just cannot be asked to do everything in year 20. It's been 20 years, bro. That dude needs a break. If you're top 5 in the league like Anthony Davis, bro, take everything else out. Yeah, you mentioned the young talent. Can they run? Can they defend? Sure they can, but they struggle offensively, which I'm gonna get into in a second. But Anthony Davis needs to assert himself, bro. He needs to get back to being like a bona fide top 5 player in the league. I don't even think he's top 10 right now.
For
Right
me,
now,
ever
he's not
since he
top
got
10.
that ring, bro, he's been on like a steady decline.
Hell yeah.
And I know he got injured. And like I'm not taking anything away from him for getting injured because obviously
Yeah, it
you
happens,
can't
but
control that. It happens.
like,
But like Anthony Davis is a certified glass cannon. Like
bro, I don't care.
unfortunately, that's
Kevin
what it
Durant
is.
tore his Achilles. And he still drives the ball. He still pulls up mid range. He still pulls up at the three. Hezzy pull up. Everything. Nothing changed. You have to have
That's
confidence in your
unfortunately true.
body, bro. Like
Yeah,
I've torn
I agree.
stuff. I don't. Have you ever torn something like that? Like, have you had like a major tear,
Nah, luckily not. It's tough for like
bro?
a
Major
second grade
tears.
ankle injury.
Yeah, but even that, you have to learn how to trust the muscle again. But to
Mhm.
trust the muscle, you gotta like actually do stuff with it. Like,
You got to
I feel
use
like
it.
he's scared to get injured, and I feel like because he's scared to get injured, he's gonna get more injured.
Hmm.
But the last point before I turn it back to you, Darvin Ham. These offensive sets. Westbrook took a dumbass shot at the end of the game, but where is the call to like? Obviously, that's on him for not making like a veteran move to like get set first.
Hmm.
Just went to the like went straight to the paint, just did his little pull up, bricked it. But what are these sets? Like I feel like they're not playing good basketball. Like I'm just seeing a team that looks disorganized. Now is that the youth? Maybe. But like the players that are playing, like Lonnie Walker came from the Spurs system. He knows how to play ball. Like Westbrook, AD,
Definitely does.
Braun, obviously a bunch of veterans. Toscano Anderson was on
The
the best
Warriors.
system, like in the NBA. So why do these guys look lost on the court? I don't understand. Now is Darvin Ham probably he's probably pressing in practice more defense, which shows. But like, bro, you got to be an offensive mind too. Like you got to score the basketball. Defense wins championships, like they say that all the time. But like, bro, you have to score the
If you
basketball.
can't keep yourself in the game
You have to score the
by
basketball. Pat
scoring,
Bev, you're not Steph Curry. Pat Bev, listen to me very carefully when I tell you this, bro. You're not Steph Curry. You are Patrick Beverly. You're a Hall of Fame pest. You're not Steph. Stop pulling up on the three. Your ass. Just defend. That's all you have to do, bro. I'm tired of seeing him like take his own shots. Like he just brings the ball up, goes to the wing, break, break. Like Westbrook, when he shoots a three, it's because they kick it out to him. Everybody got pulled back to the corners, to the blocks, to the baseline, and he's probably at the top of the key. He's got to take some bullshit, or he takes some shit from the wing, and then he misses. But Pat Bev is literally running up to the 3 point line and just taking shots like he's Dame. You're not that guy.
Pat Bev got to fix that. Anthony Davis has to be more aggressive and more assertive with himself. Russ, in my opinion, as much as I hate to say it, if he comes off the bench and runs that second unit, I think the Lakers would like be able to like have a good punch.
Yeah,
The game one when they played against the Warriors,
we were talking about this the other day. The lineup.
yeah, when they played against the Warriors bench completely cooked the Lakers bench. Like I'm telling you, like I think the Lakers bench didn't break 20 points, like all combined. I'm pretty sure that the Warriors bench like combined for like over 30, some shit like that. Like if you want to keep yourself in the game, yes, your starters are important, but you need to have your bench to make some points. If
Mm-hmm.
they're not scoring, they could defend as much as they want, but if your bench can't score while your starters are sitting down,
Right.
that's a problem, which is where I think Russ coming off the bench would definitely help. Even
Mm-hmm.
though I hate to say it, I think that would definitely help bring that second punch, that 1-2 punch. And obviously like I need my boy to get that his confidence back up
Hundred
because
percent.
all this extra shit is I feel like it's just getting to
Those
his head.
those shots that he's taking at the end of the game, bro, that's like him forcing it. That's him thinking that he has to be a hero and like has to do something. Like, bro, I don't know if you saw the like Magic was on Shannon's podcast. When you get a chance, take a look at that
Saw
because
that.
Magic was talking about how when they were calling him Tragic Johnson because of the way that he was playing.
Mhm.
All he did was just train, ignored the media, ignored what they were saying, just played better. They won the chip, and then all that shit stopped. If Russell
Yeah.
Westbrook plays like we know Russell Westbrook to play, I don't need you to shoot 40% from three, bro. But just don't turn the ball over. You give me 17, you give me 19, 8 and 8, bro. AD just doesn't play like, let's be honest, AD doesn't play like a bitch. Westbrook gives you that. LeBron does what he does. They're gonna be fine. It's very early in the season. I don't like the people that are like overreacting, talking about like blow it up. Because A, you're not gonna blow it up. No one wants Russell Westbrook. If they're gonna take Russell Westbrook, they need the picks. And if they take him, there's a chance they're either gonna buy him out or they're barely gonna play him, and they're just gonna take the bullet on that shit. Just bring him off the bench or some shit if they already have guards that they're developing or something. Why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. The Lakers don't want to do that. They don't want to trade those picks. Like, and I'm not talking about like the coach and LeBron, like the GM, the upper. They're like, we're not trading our future. Bron's gonna be gone in like 2 years. Like, there's no reason to do that. I think it sounds simple, bro, but it low key is. And like Westbrook, just I agree, he has to get his confidence back because it's gone. Like his confidence is completely shot. I have never seen him look like that ever.
I mean, like, how are you supposed to, have the same love for the game when your hometown and the team that you grew up loving, like,
Yeah.
like put all this like unnecessary hate on you, bro?
And
Like,
it sucks too, man, because like as much as I love LeBron, bro, there's a level of pressure that comes with playing with that dude. You know what I'm saying?
mhm, of
When you get to his team, like they're not blaming him.
course not.
For the bullshit, they're not blaming him. They're gonna blame him in the big moments. It's like, oh, like LeBron, like he only averaged 27 this series, like he could have done more. They're gonna blame him in the big moments. He takes the hits, the big hits, but all the little bullshit, that's everybody else on the team. Because Bron's gonna get his numbers regardless. He rolls out of
Yeah, of
bed and gets
course,
27, 7 and 7. You feel me? So like
big body.
that shit gets in people's heads. The 82 games of just oh, trade Westbrook, trade Westbrook, trade Westbrook. Westbrook is the problem. Westbrook can't do this. Westbrook can't do that. You know, people coming at his family. Bro, having your kids
That's
probably tell you like, oh,
disrespectful.
they making fun of me at school. Like, bro, that shit probably affects you. Like, but be honest, that shit just probably not good. So,
It's definitely not. Next topic, Andy Carella, my friend. What are
stir.
your early picks for MVP and finals appearances? Let's start off with the MVP right now.
So early picks. Obviously, we're gonna revisit this later on in the season. But if I had to make my early pick for MVP, because maybe I already have a bet on it. Maybe. I don't know. May or may not already have a bet. I live in New Jersey. We both live in New Jersey. It's legal over here. Don't come at me with no bullshit. We're literally one of the main gambling states. My pick for MVP this season so far, even though the numbers don't show it, is Luka Doncic. Um,
Solid pick.
the reason why is because he's next up, bro. Besides Giannis, he's that next guy, and he's gonna make a run for the greatest European player of all time. Jokic got two.
Agree.
Giannis got two. Embiid finished runner up twice, so he might get one, but he's not playing like it. And with the new play of Tyrese Maxey, I don't know. Embiid doesn't look the same. Like, are the numbers good? Yeah, because Embiid's a beast. But he has to give the ball to Maxey. Maxey's a 20-point per game scorer right now. So I don't know if Embiid is going to maybe even finish top three in MVP voting. It might be like Luka, Ja, Jason Tatum.
I,
But my pick
mhm,
is Luka.
mhm.
The way he's playing with Christian Wood is very interesting, bro. Christian Wood is looking like a top five center right now. No bully.
Did you see how when Lucas sat down, Christian Wood just kept him in the game,
Yep.
like against the Suns?
Christian Wood's a
That
beast. He's a
yo,
monster.
Christian Wood just went crazy that game. That
Hmm.
was insane. But my pick, I've it's kind of pretty obvious, but my pick is John Morant. I love John. I've been following him since college. I even called it before all the hype. I was like, "Yo, Ja's gonna get Rookie of the Year over Zion." I didn't even
Mhm.
know Zion was gonna like hardly play his rookie year, but I got Ja. Reasons being, last year he was also in the MVP conversation, but the team, like his team, is the reason why like he wasn't considered as much because that team is deep. Them
Yeah.
Grizzlies are deep. But this season, I'm seeing another like step. Like he took another step higher up into his like the John Morant evolution. Like
Yep.
he's starting to hit threes nicely. Like
Yeah.
that's
Confident.
something that he didn't have in his that's something that he didn't have in his bag last season. And like
Deep confidence. Like he's
I'm
just pulling.
seeing I'm just seeing like these signs of greatness, and it makes me excited
Yeah.
because like just knowing that somebody that you picked from the jump is producing how they are,
Yep.
it's the greatest feeling ever. So my final my MVP is John Morant. I say runner up Jason Tatum and Luka Doncic.
I think that that might be like people's top three, unless you ask somebody like Lemire. I'll definitely probably just be KD at the top of the list or something like that. But actually, he has Kyrie
He has Kyrie right
as
now,
his
yeah.
MVP pick, and we were talking about that. I was talking about that with my boy Leo. Um, yeah, nah, I like Ja. I think maybe we shouldn't add injury into the conversation because that's obvious. Like everybody needs to stay healthy. Ja Morant had an injury last year, so with players like that, high octane, small frame, there's always that chance that they could start getting the injury bug.
Yeah.
The
Also, but
healthiest of
Luka
those
gets hurt too.
players, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Luka gets hurt too. The one out of the three that I see not getting hurt as much, and then like plays through it, Jason Tatum.
It's Tatum, yeah.
I think he has like a his frame is strong enough to like just take all the contact that he
Yeah.
does. Like JT,
Only
JT's game is
the
nice.
only thing that I think is gonna hold him back a little bit is Jalen Brown because Jalen Brown does not look like he's gonna be slowing down anytime soon. Um, so unless like he puts up some Kobe like numbers, I don't know. I like Ja and
And
Luca over him. I think if we're ranking the three, I would probably go Luca, Ja, Jason. But I think right now those are probably the clear cut top three. Jokic has had kind of like a slow start. They're not gonna give him a third in a row. That's not gonna happen. Giannis, like I don't think he'll get another one yet. I think he's gonna finish with maybe four, maybe five, but I don't think he's gonna get another one yet. They gotta spread it around a little bit because this is how the NBA works,
yeah,
right? There's a reason why Bron only has four. So, like,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So moving on from our MVP picks, who do you think is gonna be in the finals like this season? Like, what do you think so
So
far?
I'm actually pretty confident about these picks.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about this a little later, which will kind of be like my reasoning for this. But I'm gonna go with Clippers and the Nets. I
Okay.
think the Clippers, since we're not really gonna expand too much on them, Kawhi needs to get healthy. Kawhi's out again today, which is he was on my fantasy team. He was the only player playing today, and he was out. So I got 0 points today. Congratulations. Who am I playing? I think I'm playing Justin's brother. Congratulations, Chris. Yeah, you got me because I had nobody playing. Like Kawhi was out again. I just need him to get healthy. Paul George looks pretty good. Obviously, the rest of the team is still the rest of the team. Marcus and Markeith are out for the Nets and the Clippers. I think somebody died in their family, so they've been out for a few days. But
Sorry to
I
hear
like the
that.
Clippers, bro. They're very deep. Um, uh,
Okay. Condolences to the families.
yeah, for sure, for sure. I love
Um,
the Morris
the
twins.
Morris twins are tough.
And the Nets, bro. I
Yeah.
mean, I just we're gonna get into it a little later, but KD, Kyrie, if Ben Simmons puts it together, he's fouled out 2 games already. I think that's just
He's
him getting used to the NBA again, but you can't
yeah.
count out KD, bro. KD
hmm
to me, when he's 100% right now at this moment in time,
He's number
he's
one.
number two in the world. For me,
I
he's
got
number
him.
two because I still
I got
got
him number
Giannis
one.
number one. I think Giannis is the best player in the league.
We could get into that another time.
Yeah, yeah, we'll
But
get into that
a little teaser for like maybe next
another.
episode. But okay. My finals appearance, I believe, is like similar to his in the East, But the West, I got the Grizzlies going up. Grizzly for the simple reason that as last year, they're just a deep team. Not only did Ja take a step, Desmond Bain is also taking a step, and they're also playing really well so far without Jaren Jackson Jr., which I also really like. They're a tough team overall.
He'll be back soon.
And like when he comes back, I think that team is gonna make like a nice little run like they did last season. And obviously, there's improvements. They've gotten better. Now in the East, it's difficult for me, but I gotta go with Nets or Bucks. Nets or Bucks
Gotta give me
for
a pick
what
though.
we
You
just
gotta give me
for
a
what we
pick.
just talked about. If I gotta say it honestly, I think the Bucks because I feel like the Bucks have just better physical defense than the Nets
100%.
currently. Because if you
I'm a
go
I'm a
back
Nets
to
fan, and I agree with that.
yeah, if you go back to the game that they had against the Pelicans, like
Hmm.
that was straight bully ball. Valanciunas, like what he was doing to them, just
Yeah. Yeah.
just moving motherfuckers. Him, same thing with Zion. Zion was being big body with them. Like they were just playing big and strong.
Yeah.
And like they were able to like just shift the nets around as much as they wanted it and get like the score speaks for itself.
Mhm.
So physical defense wise, I think the Bucks have that over the Nets. Obviously, the Nets have insane offensive talent on their team, but then again, you got to build a wall for Giannis Antetokounmpo. You got to build that
Unless
wall.
Ben Simmons gets, because you could put Ben on Giannis. We've seen it before. It
Mhm.
works,
Yes,
but
man.
he has to be, he has to be right. So I like
Mhm.
those picks though. And
This is a question for you, my friend.
yeah.
What's going on in Philly, bro? Like for me, like off season wise, James Harden is taking a pay cut. James
Yeah.
Harden is losing weight.
Yeah.
Like this team got deep, all this noise, and they had a slow start. And I do not see the Joel Embiid that I saw the last two seasons.
Yeah.
You get me? Like I'm seeing like a Joel Embiid that doesn't know that he's number one on that team.
Mhm.
Joel, this is your team.
Yeah.
James
Yeah.
Harden went to your team.
Yeah.
I know he's your point guard, but there's points in time. You are the biggest man on the floor. There's no reason why you can't get your buckets. There's no reason why you
So
can't just, like guard up and like
yeah.
obviously you play great defense, but still on offense, bro, I don't know what's going on. I don't see that aggressive troll of Joel Embiid that I saw in the past two seasons when you were in the MVP conversations. I need that Joel to come back. If that Joel comes back, Philly could be in the top three of the East.
Yeah.
Top three, easy.
So I actually like before the season started. I don't know if you remember this, but I thought Philly might finish with like the best record in the East. But
Mhm.
so the numbers aren't bad. I mean, Joel right now is averaging 26, 11, and 3 on 48% shooting, which isn't great for him, but it's not horrible. I think the 40 piece that he had against the Spurs was a bunch of empty calorie points cuz they lost. And it's like I don't know, man. Like I think Joel is fine, but back to the point that I made earlier, him and Max, like he has Maxi now. Like
Yeah,
Tobias was very inconsistent. Like when he had Jimmy, like obviously that was another 20 point per game score. Like JJ was shooting the ball, like Ben was averaging his, double digit points. I think he has to get used to the fact that Maxi is giving him a consistent 20. I think if anything, James Harden has to probably slide to like that third spot as a facilitator, which I think Harden looks great. I have no complaints. I think Harden looks really good. He's taking it serious. He's just again, I don't want to overreact with these records. Like the Lakers, the I don't want to overreact. I think all of these teams that we're talking about are gonna be fine, but they just have to. I think Joel has to understand that Maxi's gonna give him 20 a night. He's the third option. Maxi's nice. Tobias is playing really well, which is what a lot of people wanted from him anyway. He
yeah.
caught a lot of flack because people were saying, "Oh, he's a bum, this, that, whatever." But he's doing pretty well right now. The rest of that team, I mean, I don't know. I don't know about the depth of Philadelphia. I think that's what kills me. Like,
They still got Thibault, right?
yeah, but like I don't know. I really just don't know about like the Anthony Melton. Like they got PJ Tucker, but PJ's getting up there in age, bro. PJ's like I love PJ Tucker. Like I want PJ Tucker on my team, but he's like 37 years old, bro. Like
Oh
you
yeah,
cannot
he's
put
up
him
there.
on your best player like not much longer. Like I don't care
Mhm.
how great of defensive player you are, it doesn't matter. I think the last time we're gonna see him be elite was against KD in that series that we went to
That
seven.
was a
But
nice
even then,
series.
KD was doing whatever the fuck he wanted. It was just a little bit harder because he was getting pressed. Like they got like
Hmm.
Daniel House, if you remember him from Russell Westbrook's Houston Rockets. Like they got Trez, and then Shake Milton, Jaden Springer, like these young boys, Paul Reed. Like there's just not a lot of quality depth there. So maybe some moves, they could be fine. I think they're fine. I think once Joel just kind of gets back in a rhythm, I mean, big men always kind of take their time because I feel like big men don't always come into the league or don't always come into the season like super healthy. And I'm talking about like true bigs like him and Jokic. Like they're always gonna look a little. You know what I'm saying? Giannis is a different animal. That's a
Yeah,
different.
but yeah, Giannis and Luca were also playing over the summer.
Yeah, that's a
Like that,
that's a
and
different animal.
it was
Right.
it was
That's a good point.
Euro,
Right. They
Euro.
were playing organized basketball. So.
Yeah, they were playing nice too. I saw
They
some of
were.
those clips.
I mean, Greece
Wow.
lost to. I forgot who they lost to. They got smacked by somebody. I was like, damn. But that's just.
Hmm.
I mean, that speaks to EuroLeague and
Hmm.
how it is over
How
there.
they
So
play.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm confident that Philadelphia will be fine. I think all these teams will be fine. Like I said.
Hmm.
But to a team who I hope will be fine. Let's talk about my Brooklyn Nets
All
because
right, let's talk about it. Let's
very
talk about
slow
it.
start.
I don't
Um,
think so. I
it's
don't think
just
so.
it's like a little concerning start because the pieces look like they just don't fit. And Nash's these lineups, man. Like, why are you playing Joe Harris so much? Like, why? Like, I don't understand that. Like Royce, I think is very good. I think Royce
I
is a
think that was a
very
great
good
pickup.
player.
That
He's
was
a
a great
great
pickup.
pickup. He's a great player.
And you guys are still waiting for TJ Warren to come back as well.
Yeah, that's true. I
Like,
don't miss TJ as much
mhm,
as I don't know. I don't miss TJ as much. I'm worried more about the starting five.
mhm,
I think the starting five
okay.
is what's killing me a little bit. Claxton is having a great season so far, which I knew. You know, you know
We
who I'm
we,
pointing
we
at right now. You know who I'm talking about. You was saying Claxton wasn't that dude. I told you. I told you. But yeah, like Seth has injuries. Markeith is out with the personal issues, and T.J. Warren is still out. But I don't know. I don't know. What do you think?
personally
What do you think
speaking,
about the Nets?
I don't think the Nets are like I'm not worried about the Nets. I'm really not. Now, yes, it's a problem that Ben Simmons has found out of what now? 2 games?
2 games. Yep.
2 games? Like, yes, it's a problem, but like you said earlier, like it's the beginning of the season. He also hasn't played a lot. He hasn't played at all last season
Mhm.
with everything that was going on in Philly. I honestly can't wait for the Philly Nets game. Like when Ben Simmons goes there, like that. We got to go to that, bro. Like Philadelphia is only like what 2 hours away. Like we
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
make that.
Definitely.
But I'm not worried about the Nets because eventually they are going to figure it out.
Yeah. I agree.
Um, Ben Simmons is great defense for them. Like that's what they need. Let's say they run into Giannis in the playoffs. You go like you said, you could put Ben on Giannis.
Yep.
Like Ben doesn't need to have the same responsibility that he had in Philly anymore because he doesn't need to worry that much about scoring because you got KD and Kyrie. Obviously, if you're at the box, get your dunk, get your layup over a small guard. But it's all confidence for Ben, in my opinion. I feel like once he gets it, like similar to Russ, once he gets his confidence back, the wheels are gonna just start turning, and it's just gonna be, like steady. Once the team finally gets used to each other and gets like the rust off, like that summer rust, and
We
they
just need the
finally
vet.
start
We
flowing.
need the vets back. We need T.J.
Yeah,
Warren back. I need Patty Mills to kind of get back into form because he's been a little inconsistent. You
I
know,
need Patty to start hitting his shot.
yeah. Because I mean, like we have a lot of young bulls, bro. Like the most of our depth is the young guys. We got like Dayron Sharp and Cam Thomas and Sumner and Kessler Edwards and like all these young boys. Will they play like a big part in the season? Probably, bro. The old guys like getting into the playoffs, that last stretch of games, like these guys are gonna. They're all nice. They're all talented.
Mhm.
They're just not being used right. I personally? Let's talk about Steve Nash a little bit because we know what the players are gonna do. I think we agree that again we're not overreacting to any of these records, but like I don't. I love Steve Nash as a player. Steve Nash was a beast. He was a monster, but he is not a good coach, which is crazy because he's one of the smartest players in NBA history. Why can you not? They're like, here's a championship team. Here you go. That's what they did to Steve Nash. So like, here's a championship team.
They
What
just gave him
what
the keys.
what's the problem? Like, why does it look like you're clueless out there sometimes? Like, I don't get it. I really don't. I don't understand that. I never
Yeah.
have. It literally makes no sense
Ben Simmons also needs to stop getting baited by smaller guards.
to me.
My boy Ja,
Ja was
good shit.
toying with him, low key.
God,
Not gonna
but
lie.
nah, man. Like I'm not worried about the Nets. Like we said earlier, the current record really doesn't matter because everything could flip. Team I'm calling bullshit on right now is a 4-0 Blazers. I call bullshit on that. I think they're gonna drop to like the 6th seed. But besides that, that's I have nothing else to say about the Nets. I think they'll be fine, personally speaking.
All right, so home stretch. One thing that we're gonna be consistent in is we're gonna finish every show with a question of the day. Feel free
Mhm.
to give us your opinions. Obviously, this will all be kind of uploaded on YouTube, on our TikTok account, and everything. So you'll be able to comment, tell us what you think. We definitely want to read your ideas and see where your guys' heads at with history. They're usually going to be history questions, sometimes current, but we're going to try to mix it up a little bit. So today's question of the day, and I'm going to let you go first. We can expand just a little bit, not too much. Give me your top three what ifs of all time. It's okay if we agree on some. I don't know what your top three are. So the what ifs have to be like realistic. It can't be anything like outrageous, crazy, like, oh, what if LeBron joined the 2017 Warriors? Like, obviously, that would never happen. But like,
Talk about realistic, how we said earlier.
realistic
We're gonna
top
keep it authentic.
three what ifs of all time.
Yeah, I got you right now.
All right.
So the the one that comes up to my head a lot, like as soon as I think about that, is what if LeBron played Kobe in the finals when he was still on the
Mm,
Cavs? Like I
mm,
think that would have been a great matchup. Like I was watching
mm.
the Redeem Team movie,
Yep,
the doc on
yep,
Netflix the
yep,
other day, and like that would have been tough to watch. Like I'm not gonna
would
lie,
have.
being a kid and just seeing that,
Yep.
that would have been nice. My second one is one that I take personally. And like I gotta be cool with Pat Bev currently because you know him and Russ are cool now. But if Russ never tore his meniscus when Pat Bev went to steal the ball in the OKC versus Houston series
Mhm.
when Russ goes down.
Mhm.
That whew, that's I think that was one of the beginnings of just a string of things
That
that
was
like just
what? What year was that?
that was I think
2014-15
20,
season?
2014, I think that's when KD was hurt and he couldn't play because he had the 2K cover curse. You remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
And then I think it was either the year before that or the following year. It was just OKC just got riddled with injuries, and then Harden's contract year came up.
Right.
Now, honorable mention: Harden's contract year with OKC. That's one honorable mention. But my number three has to be: what if OKC didn't blow that 3-1 lead to the Warriors and actually went back to the finals and met LeBron once again? Wow. While they were like more developed and
You
older.
and I know what would have happened.
Yeah, OKC would have won. Easy. They would have won that. Easy, fair and square. I wish I could see what
Obviously, he's
I wish I could see your
joking.
face right now. I'm really not joking.
No,
Like
he's
I
joking,
swear
guys.
to
He's
God, I
joking.
believe that OKC team would have been able to beat
You think they
the
gonna be insert?
LeBron James.
Cavs.
All right, so my top three. What are my top three what ifs of all time? Obviously, number one, you already know what my number one is. What if Derrick Rose wasn't born with glass knees? Every time he jumped, it was a tear here, a tear there, ankle this, fucking calf sprain here, blah blah blah, whatever. If Derrick Rose stayed healthy, in my opinion, I think to this day he'd be 33 ish, 32, 33. Uh, I think he'd still be a top 15, maybe top 20 player right now. But I think in those prime years, he would have consistently been a top 5 to top 7 player in the league. You're talking about
Yeah,
what John Morant is doing right now. Um, just more explosive. John Morant can slow it down sometimes. John Morant is more confident in his jumper. Derrick Rose didn't really have a jumper. What did D Rose do? He did a lot of mid range stuff, kind of like Westbrook, but it was a little bit more shifty. Westbrook is coming downhill, 98 miles per hour, stop, pull up. D Rose was shaky a little bit, you know, give you a little hezzy
nice
here,
pass,
give you a little
back
cross here,
scratches.
back scratches, all that. But nah, man, I mean, he knows. He didn't take care of himself. He was landing very poorly. Um, I mean, when you're Superman, bro, and you can fly, you think you're invincible. And like a lot of these dunks, the way he was coming down, bro. I mean, he was coming out of college already with injuries, so I could see it already. But bro, who knows, bro? My number two, what if of all time, and you're gonna like this one. What if Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins stayed healthy in that Twin Towers run?
Oh, you talking about back when they
When
were
they were
both in
on
the
the
Pelicans?
Pelicans.
That was
Yes.
tough. With Rondo,
What?
yo,
What?
that was a tough
Bro,
team, man.
they
Like
were gross. Bro, they were
they
having
were
like 40, 20, and 10 games. Like, it was insane what they were doing to the league. And you
like
couldn't do
think
anything because there was
yo
two of them.
think about that, bro. Like you got two like
And you're talking
giants,
about Boogie. I'm not talking about DeMarcus Cousins. We're talking about
uh,
Boogie Cousins.
boogie, like
He, yo,
bully, like
yes,
bully boogie.
yes, yes.
Nah, yeah,
I mean, DeMarcus
that would have been
goes
nice,
down. Like who knows? Who knows what they would have done? I think they lost to the Warriors that year. They took
bro. I
one
think
game
I
off
think
the
they got
Warriors and they
swept.
lost.
I think they got swept.
I think they took one game off, and then this motherfucker got injured. And I'm pretty sure about
Yeah.
that. Could be wrong, but I think they beat who was that in the first round? I
They
forget.
beat the Blazers, I think, in the first round.
That's true. Yeah, that's right.
I
They
think they
beat.
just
I think that's right. Yeah, they beat the Blazers, and then they lost to the Warriors in the second round.
smoked the Blazers like they should be.
Yeah. Number three. What if Kyrie and Kevin Love do not go down in 2015? It's not that
Ooh,
crazy of a what if because, yeah, the 2015 finals. It's not that crazy of a what if because everybody who's a basketball fan pretty much knows what would have happened. I mean, they
yeah,
took them to six with just Bron, but like, if they were healthy, Bron would have five. Like, if
yeah,
everything else
definitely.
went the same way, LeBron James would have five championships right now. So, I mean, the Warriors got away with that one. They obviously choked the 3-1. Who knows, bro? Maybe if they win in 2015, they don't win in 2016. Who knows? Like, we never know. But if everything went the same and the injuries didn't happen in 2015, I think LeBron is sitting on five championships, Kyrie sitting on two, K Love sitting on two. Like, I think they beat the Warriors in 2015. There's no chance that they lose.
Fuck it. But yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, this does conclude our very first episode of Pick and Pop. I personally had a great time. How about you?
It was great. I think you guys are gonna see better content coming in. We're gonna
Hmm.
introduce a lot of different interactive things that we can do. A lot of stuff that is gonna get you guys involved. But
Hmm.
if you want the highest quality of basketball content, we're gonna put in that work so that we can deliver it for you. Because there's a lot of bullshit out here.
Yeah, the whole goal of this podcast, the whole goal of Pick and Pop is basically to bring you the most authentic takes and not no clickbait bullshit takes. Obviously, everybody has different ideas. Maybe some of our special guests, maybe some of our friends that we put onto the show say some crazy shit. Yes, but your main host myself and Andy, we're gonna keep this 100% authentic because we want to give you high quality of a product. We don't want to give you bullshit and feed bullshit. We want to give you knowledge.
If we
That's
can
my
talk
take on
shit about our favorite players, you could listen to us about basketball. Trust me.
it.
But
Yeah,
with that being said, that wraps it up for episode 1 of the Pick and Pop podcast, coming out every week.
every week on
Baby,
Mondays.
yes, sirski.
Mondays recorded on Sundays.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Bars. Appreciate y'all for coming out, man.
Thank you
Thank you
so
all
much.
so much.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
Have a
sir.
great rest of your day.